start talking about the communicable and non-communicable diseases. Previously, we already talked about different types of diseases like chronic diseases, acute diseases, inborn or acquired. So here we are going to talk about communicable and non-communicable disease. So from the name itself, we can understand communicable diseases. This kind of diseases can communicate, means they are, you can say, they spread from one person to another person, they can spread. So communicable disease, this kind of disease can spread from infected person to normal person. How they will spread? They will spread through how they will spread? They will spread, they have some communicable medium. Some of them can spread through air, soil, water. Some of them can spread through the vector. Vector means those who are responsible or those who carry the diseases. So these are the communicable diseases. So from on the basis of how they are spreading, we can divide communicable diseases into two types. One is directly communicable, another is indirectly communicable. Now what is directly communicable means? Suppose directly via this kind of communicable diseases spread via direct contact. With infected person. But this kind of diseases, they spread via air, water, soil, vector, etc. Through this they can communicate. So this is how the communicable diseases work. Communicable diseases are happen mainly due to the reason of communicable diseases are bacteria, protozoa, virus and fungi. This different type of microbes are the responsible for this communicable diseases. Now come back to the non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases, they don't spread from directly from one person to another person. They don't spread via any medium. Then how they are going to happen? They are happen due to, they occurs due to environmental factors. They happen due to environmental factors. Means non-communicable disease. Non-communicable disease can be happen due to few factors. Few of them are called extrinsic factor. Few of them are called intrinsic factor. Now what are the extrinsic and intrinsic factor? Extrinsic means external factor. They are based on environment. They are based on environment, whereas intrinsic factors are, they are based on body factor, internal organ factor. Like if I talk about that, Suppose what are the intrinsic factor like hormonal imbalance or enzymatic imbalance. This is the conditions are called intrinsic factor. Or extrinsic factor are pollution, chemical methods, different kind of chemicals, pollens, different kinds of biological products. They are the extrinsic factor which can create an discomfortable or uncomfortable conditions. So these extrinsic and intrinsic factors are not only for the communicable diseases but also it can responsible for the communicable diseases also, because when I am talking about extrinsic factors, then under this here fungi, bacteria, virus, they are also going to come. So that's why extrinsic factor particularly for the both communicable and non-communicable diseases. On the other hand, intrinsic factor acts upon inborn non-communicable diseases. So what are the example of this non-communicable diseases? Cancer, diabetes, etc. They are the example of non-communicable diseases, because you can't ever see that one cancer patient cardiac disorders, you can't see that some person is having cardiac problem, that person another person who are staying nearby that person, they are getting infected. So it is not possible. So these are the communicable and non-communicable diseases. So next, let us see disease causing factors. As I told you previously on the previous slide, disease causing factors are two types. One is called the intrinsic factor. Intrinsic factors are who? Like hormone, enzyme, genetic, appearance. They are all intrinsic factor. Why? Because they are present inside our body, and due to the abnormality of their expression, the body get caught by the diseases. So that's why they are intrinsic factor. So another disease causing factor are the environmental factor, or we can call them extrinsic factor. We can cause, in simple word, we can call them environmental factors. Who are they? Example is pollution, chemicals like CCl4, like biological product like air particle, pollen, then microbes. These are the extrinsic factors. Not only that, along with that, in some case of diseases, some vectors, means biological factors are also there. Vectors means those who carry disease causing elements. Those who carry the disease causing element inside them, they are called vectors, like mosquitoes, the famous vectors. So these are the different type of diseases and different disease causing factors, as you can see. Now on the next slide we are going to see about some pathogen and the diseases caused by them. Before that, we need to know about immunity. It's a very important factor. What is immunity? So we are going to start about that vectors, different kind of diseases. But before that, we need to know about immunity. Now, what is immunity? Immunity is the body's own capability for fighting against disease causing agents. So what did I say? Immunity is the body's own capability by which body can fight against any disease causing agent. So immunity is a major thing. Basically whatever diseases happen, every disease can protected by our body's own immunity. So might be you think then why we need medicines. Basically medicine help our body's immunity system to boost up. Basically our ultimate fight is done by our body's own immunity system. So what are the different type of immunity? Some immunity we get inborn. We get from birth. They are called inborn immunity. Some immunity we need to acquired after birth. So inborn and acquired. This kind of immunity we inherit during birth. They are the very primary level of immunity. On the other hand, acquired, we acquire them throughout the life. We acquire them throughout the life. Means whenever we get infected by any disease, our body can able to fight back. This fight back capability will give rise to generate more immune cells or more immune system in our body. So that is called acquired immunity. This is the secondary level of immune response. This is the secondary level of immune response where our body have a strong immunity system through by which we can protect our body, get protected from different disease causing element like microbes particularly. Inborn immunity is not so much strong immunity. It can protect very basic diseases, not every diseases. So acquired immunity is very much important immunity, whereas inborn is a basic thing that we get from our parent or we inherit them. So these are the different type of immunity. So I hope you note each and every point what I discussed here. So please make sure that you write it down because this portion is a little bit important.